Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, it is May the 10th, Saturday. And this posting is about the Trump tariffs. I want to thank you all for being here. I hope you subscribe. As those of you who have subscribed are probably increasing your wealth financially. First, a little bit about Fredak for those of you that are new here. It's one and done. I just take my cell phone, clamp it over here onto this, what is this thing? An umbrella stand, and start posting. One of these days I got to get into the modern world. Get one of those DJI microphones, get an actual camera, and get modernized. Well, alrighty, so I want to thank you all for being here. Once again, these are just the ideas swirling around in Fredak's head. It's not financial advice, although I've been known to blabble something about financial advice. So today it's about the Trump tariffs. I started this the other day, speaking about Trump and his tariffs. Tried to give a little bit of insight as towards what I perceive is going on behind the scenes. If you look at some of my postings, and those of you who do watch Fredak and have subscribed, you'll realize that I try to tell it like it is. I'm not telling you what you want to hear. If you're looking for that, or if you're looking for the aesthetics, you're in the wrong place. You can find plenty of people that are going to tell you that you're wonderful, you're funny, you're this, you're that, whatever you want to find out. They got something for everybody on here. As long as you subscribe and click on their channel and listen to them. I also try to keep it concise. I haven't earned a penny from this stuff. I'm not in it for the pennies. I'm in it for the XRP, for when it booms. Yeah, baby. Like I said in my posting that's going out right now, a couple of minutes ago. Do you think when this runs like mad, I would come on here and gloat about it? Do you think I would do that? Absolutely. I'll be on here, I'll be showing the big chunks of money and saying, why didn't you get involved with Fredak? You should have watched Fredak. But, neither here, neither there. Let's get back to the Trump tariffs. Hopefully you watched Generational Wealth. You played the Philadelphia Eagles on the Stupid Bowl, if you were known to put a peso or two or a couple of quid down on it. Kentucky Derby the other day. Back to the Trump tariffs. So what do I perceive is going on with the president? Well, that is something to consider. First up, the administration is making major moves. What do they see under the underlying current? What's going on behind the curtain? It's like the Wizard of Oz. For those of you who remember the Wizard of Oz, you take a peek. Who was it that exposed the wizard as this short, grumpy old guy behind the curtain? I am Oz. I believe it was Toto. The dog was the one who pulled the curtain out on him. Fredak, that dog, he's going to pull the curtain out on this XRP and we're all going to get fat rich. Yeah, baby. Alrighty, but back to the tariffs. Okay, so with the tariffs, this is how I perceive it. And I hope you subscribe. Hit the likes button, smash the likes button, the don't likes button. Love the comments. The good and the bad, they're great. Oh, we get a new t-shirt, get a haircut, a shave, this and that, Great stuff. Great. You guys are great. So the president is trying to rein in a lot of the problems that are out there. And I don't disagree with a lot of the problems that are out there. Nobody else gets to just spend money endlessly, out of thin air. This country has built a tremendous amount of wealth on the backs of generations of hardworking Americans, savers, sacrificers. and all the different conflicts. One of the greatest is when you go back to the Revolutionary War. People came over here from other corners of the globe to find a new life. Oppression, they left their farms, left their wife and family. If they don't come home, it probably falls into disarray. They end up out on the street, homeless, and still they did all of that. Why? To stop the tyrannical motherland, Great Britain, from exerting oppressive taxes on the 13 colonies. Now, enough of the history lesson. Let's get back to Trump and the tariffs. Okay, my thinking is that the president can use his, if you want to call it a little bit of an image of being a wild card to his advantage. Can he backtrack very much on tariffs or anything else that he puts out there on the table? Probably not, because that will weaken his position. And he knows that. So he's going to have to stand firm. Now, if other countries start to fall in line and renegotiate with the tariffs, make a more level playing field for American products overseas, that will have a profound impact on all the others that are balking and squawking and don't want any. I get it. If I can send my stuff to your country and I'm not taxed anything, and you're protecting all of my products huge, while we charge huge tariffs, huge bump ups in price to anything that you want to send over to my people, not a very level playing field. And unfortunately, the buying power of the average American has deteriorated tremendously. So I believe the president has to use that poker bluff that he has in his pocket of like, what would you think this guy's going to do in some kind of a military conflict? We don't know. Just not sure. You use everything you can to your advantage. Sure, it's probably going to be short-term pain over the next 6 to 8 months, 12 months, 16 to 18 months. At least. That's probably why the president is pushing for lower interest rates. Not sure if that's really what's needed or not, because the way that I look at the boom and busts from my lifetime and past history, they avoided all the pain of the 2004, 2005, 2006. By 2007, 2008, the overhang of the real estate crash was in full swing. People, well, let's revisit it. Mr. Peabody, Sherman, set the Wayback Machine, 2003, 2004. So there you are, packaging all these collateralized mortgage obligations, putting them all in a big, big package. Pretty much they were giving out what was called a pulse loan. The guy has a pulse, the lady has a pulse, you give them the loan. $300,000 house, yeah, you put down $13,000, we'll give you the loan for the rest. Everybody was in on it. To understand the full history of it, I have to go set the Wayback Machine a little bit earlier, into the 1990s. That was when, and I posted something on this, and it's out there for you to look at. It's one of the better postings you'll ever see. Why the NASDAQ stocks became the go-to darlings of the brokers, the rogue brokers of the world. That's the Wolf of Wall Street, Stratton Oakmont, all the other different ones. How do I know? I was kind of a part of it all. Got away from it as soon as I realized what sleight of hand was going on. Legally robbing people's money, or slushing it around and putting it all in your pocket. But it's out there, the postings are out there. So that's where it all began, actually, the dot-com bubble. There were companies around 1999 that on the talking head investing shows, they were asking them, the CEO of the company, so right now the company's not making any money. When do you perceive this company is going to be profitable? And they would say, never. Never. We'll never make any money. We'll never show a profit. Yet the stock was $81. At the end of that day, this was 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time, it was up 6, 7 points, 10 points on the day. Nobody cared. It's all about the greater fool theory. If I could buy this at 84 and sell it to some other fool for 85, fantastic. You go back to the tulip mania of the 1600s, the Dutch. Same scenario. And so that set up the real estate crumble in the early 2000s. How? You had a tremendous amount of rogue brokers. They were making this insane amount of money, working a couple hours a month. All legal. It wasn't illegal. It was legal. Was it ethical? Probably not. That's what was going on. So similar analogy time. You got the show on the Discovery Channel about the antelopes out on the Serengeti plains. They're grazing, they're eating, they're drinking the water and everything. Then as the summertime months come, the water dries up, the grass all starts to die, it's all been eaten. The herd has to move to another location. So what happened? You have hundreds of thousands of these rogue financial people that are pulling in $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 a month, if not more. Some of them even more, $120,000 a month. So that all dried up. The Chop. I don't remember the title of it, but you can go watch it. I posted it out there maybe 5 months ago. I don't remember when it was. Exposed it all for what it was. One of the more interesting things you'll ever see and understand. So this herd had moved. By 2001, 2002, I had moved off from the broker world in the mid-90s, realizing these people are going to go out in handcuffs, which they did, to the trading world, day trading. You buy something, you make money in 3-4 seconds, 3-4 minutes, 13 minutes, sell it, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, all day. Make the monies. Become a human ATM machine, kind of like a carpenter ant, just grinding money for the firm and yourself. So as I bumped into people from the old world, I'd be like, hey, how's so-and-so doing? Jimmy so-and-so. They're like, oh, he's a loan officer, Bank of America. Loan officer? Loan officer? Well, this one, these were like the most egregious names of people. They had all moved on to the real estate world. That was the soft spot. That was the low water mark, early 2000s, 2003, 2002, 2003, 2004. So what was going on is there would be some shack over there that's leaning to the left, ready to fall apart. I would own it, and I would sell it to somebody with a pulse loan for $240,000. Anytime it wasn't worth $2,400. So the bank would send out their loan officer to do an appraisal on it. If they came back and said, my gosh, it's like a building, it's like a barn that needs to be raised, burned to the ground. Most it's worth is like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Maybe the land, maybe not. You say, well, you better get back out there because that has to appraise at $240,000. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go to somebody else for these appraisals. And you're doing 2 or 3 appraisals a day, getting $500 for each of them. So everybody was in on it. Everybody was in on the circle perk, whatever you want to call it. No checks and balances, all out the window. Everybody had an incentive to push everything along. If the property was sold to the pulse loan person, he would pay the mortgage for 1, 2, 3 months, possibly. Then let it go into default. Just say, here's the keys. You can own that barn that's listing to the side. And what happened to that loan? It was packaged into this prime collateralized mortgage obligation package of prime real estate. Prime real estate would be like the $1 million house that a person puts down $900,000 on, gets a $100,000 mortgage, has plenty of collateral. even if the house dropped in price quite a bit, the bank would still get their $100,000 back out of it easily. That would be considered prime, not something with $3,000 down, $136,000 loaned. At the slightest drop in price, gone. So the pain was all avoided when Bear Stearns went under, Lehman Brothers went under. Some were let go, some weren't. The government felt, oh, we've got to save everybody, save all these jobs. These were the same somewhat interesting people that had caused all the problems. But the government felt, well, can't disrupt everything, to stop the pain right here, so we'll bail everybody out. Okay, bail everybody out. Fantastic. By 08 and 09, things were really ugly. General Motors was on the brink of financial ruin. Government comes along and print more money, bail everybody out. Now we fast forward, Mr. Peabody, Sherman, bring the Wayback Machine forward to 2018, 2019. This thing called COVID comes along. Perfect timing to derail the president that was in play. Not to go political, but I'm sure the whole COVID thing, the deaths were blamed somewhat on the administration. Where's it supposed to be blamed? I guess the captain of the ship. So the brunt of it was election lost. Okay, once again, we'll drop money, print money out of thin air. The debt will go up huge, and we'll avert the pain. We'll divert the pain down the road. We will avert it. We will not deal with it now. Okay. Now it's probably time that the pain has to come due. It's the pain, Will Robinson, the pain. Mumbling and mumbling and mumbling and mumbling on and on and on. But that's what the tariffs are all about. This administration is trying to rein some of this problem in. And if any of you are in contact with Mr. Elon Musk or the President Donald J. Trump, let him reach out to Fred Ack. Boy, how I could change the globe perception of what's going on. Or they could take a look at my United States financial crisis. Got to monetize something. Might as well go with XRP. I had Brad at the house. At the White House. Call him back in. Just watch who comes through that front gate. You'll know what's going on in the very near future. So that's how I see the tariffs. Numerous postings today. Don't want to miss my numerous postings. I'm going to do another life's lessons posting on risk reward, how to earn returns on your money. Understanding it a little bit better. Not going into textbook, just going to try to use my twisted analogies to try to explain some different things to you folks. Subscribe, hit, smash, kick the likes button, don't likes button, whatever you got to do. Any comments you might have, I'll try to glance at them and get to them. A lot of questions about XRP still dangling out there. How much short interest is there? When are we going to get regulation? When does the utility start with this? If when. When those things happen, look out. When it starts to run, look out, because you're not going to be able to contain it. It's just going to be off and running. That's the Fred Ack thought. Alrighty, how can we wrap up all this tariff stuff? So I think the game plan is going to be to try to put some kind of a stoppage to the deterioration of the financial spendability of the average American. That's what I'm thinking is going on with the tariffs. If you could start to, almost like Paul Volcker when he raised the interest rates to 18% to stave off stagflation, deflation, inflation, all the different stuff we had going. It was a bad mess. But that choked it off. At the time, he was vilified. But in hindsight, that was the best move. And I'm sure people are not happy with this right now, especially when your own interests are involved with and they're getting hurt financially, financial pain. But pain was averted twice. The bill is coming due. That's what it seems like to me. Alrighty, may all your days be winning ones. Thanks for stopping on by. A little bit about Trump tariffs. We're about to post some other numerous things.